Trex Signature panels are the answer to the customer's request for quick and easy installation. We've addressed most of this with our posts with pre-mounted brackets, as well as our pre-assembled horizontal sections. One thing was still missing: our signature pre-assembled stair panels. Today, we're excited to announce the Trex Signature stair panels. These are available in black with square balusters, 36 and 42 inch heights, and 6 and 8 foot lengths. As you'll see in the following Trex Academy How to Install Trex Signature Railing video, stair panel installation is virtually identical to horizontal panels, making the entire system half the assembly time as a traditional kit system. Just to summarize, we now have a complete system. Our posts with pre-mounted brackets for end, line, and corner application, our pre-assembled horizontal panels, and our new pre-assembled stair panels. Together, this makes for a quicker and easier installation for the customer. Thanks for watching and enjoy this Trex Academy video. Welcome to Trex Academy, where you can learn everything you need to know about building your deck project. I'm Ryan, and in this video, we're going to cover the Trex Signature panelized rail system. Let's go through the components and then we'll get into the installation. The components that make up this simple system are the posts with pre-mounted brackets, pre-assembled horizontal panels, and pre-assembled stair panels. Let's discuss our options for posts. Posts come in two lengths to accommodate 36 inch and 42 inch rail heights. Posts also come in three styles: end post, line post, and corner post. With each post, you'll receive a post cap, two-piece post skirt, stainless steel screws, adhesive strips for your bottom bracket, and top and bottom bracket covers. Let's talk about pre-assembled horizontal panels. These panels come in black with square balusters, 36 inch and 42 inch heights, and 4, 6, and 8 foot lengths with a top cap. Also, stair panels come in black with square balusters, 36 and 42 inch heights, and 6 and 8 foot lengths. Lastly, we have our signature stair rail fixed brackets. In this pack is included 2 bottom rail brackets with covers, 2 top rail brackets with covers, screws to attach your 4x4 with the Trex post sleeve to your brackets, screws to attach your brackets to an aluminum Trex post, or finally screws to attach your rails to your brackets. We've already installed our posts with pre-mounted brackets. Now it's time to mark our railing panel. For this, I'm going to position my rail so that the baluster spacing is roughly the same on each end. And then I'm going to temporarily clamp the rail into place. Now I'm going to measure, just to fine tune and make sure that my spacing is equal for each baluster on each side. I see here that I need to shift slightly to my right, so I'll loosen up and re-clamp once I'm in place. Remember, you want to keep a minimum of 1.25 inch spacing to make sure that your baluster is clearing your bracket. Now that I've got my panel in place, I can mark for cutting. Using my speed square allows me to come 1/4 inch off the post, making sure that I'll clear my brackets during install. Now I'm going to mark this 3 more times and we'll be ready to cut. You'll also notice I'm using a silver marker. That just allows me to see the mark a little better on the black rail. Let's go ahead and cut these panels to length. We'll be using a circular saw with a wood cutting blade. Remember, the finer the blade, the cleaner the cut. Let's go ahead and extend these marks. Quick pro tip: to minimize the chances of scuffing or scratching on my metal rail, I like to put a little bit of painter's tape on the shoe of my saw. Now let's get our eye and ear protection in place, and we're ready to make this cut. There's one more cut we need to make before setting our panel in place. Using a pair of snips, we're going to cut a small access window into the anti-rattle strip. This will allow access to fasten your screws through the top and into the bracket. We'll repeat this on both ends. Before we install our panel, we want to add our anti-rattle adhesive strip to the bottom bracket. Now it's time to set our panel. Just line your top and bottom rail up with the brackets and set it into place. Using the window that we cut in the anti-rattle strip, we're going to use a 7/64 drill bit and drill 2 holes through the top rail and the cross member of the top rail bracket. Using the provided stainless steel screws, it's time to attach our top rail to our bracket. Remember, adjust the clutch to a lower setting on your drill. We repeat this step on the other side and our panel is secure. Next, it's time to install the top cap. The top cap will be the same length as the top rail. So let's go ahead and measure that. It's time to attach our top rail cover. Simply set the cover on the top rail, align your ends, and once aligned, with a mallet, tap it into place. The final step to the panel install is adding your bracket covers to your brackets. The top covers are pretty flexible, so with a simple press, you can pop those into place. The bottom bracket cover is a little more rigid, with a tab on the back that sets into the bottom bracket. Pro tip: with a tight space between your baluster and your post, it's helpful to set it in place and then use a piece of wood and a hammer to knock it down. There's not much to installing your post cap. Just set it on top of your post, make sure it's level, and tap it into place. Now, we're going to show you how to install our Trex Signature stair panels. You'll notice, stair panels differ slightly from our horizontal panels in that they have the ability to rack. What that means is, they can change in angle to accommodate the angle of the stairs. You'll also notice our posts that are mounted here do not have pre-mounted brackets. That's because as you accommodate the angle of those stairs, the height of your brackets will change slightly. To begin your install, locate a piece of scrap decking. Cut it to where it fits snugly in between your posts running along the nose of your stairs. Slightly favor the inside of your post. This is going to serve as your platform to set your panel for marking, and it will make sure that your brackets are at the right height. Now that we have our scrap deck board in place, it's time to set our panel. We do this by putting our rail section on top of the deck board and racking the railing. When we're racking, we're looking for 2 things. One is equal spacing between the baluster and the post on each end. Second thing we're looking for is to make sure that the baluster is running parallel with the post. Once we've accomplished these things, it's time to clamp in place and we're ready to mark and measure. Now that our panel is clamped into place, it's time to verify equal baluster to post spacing on each side. It looks like we're in good shape. Now, let's mark our panel and our post. To get my bracket location, I need to mark where the bottom of this rail intersects my post. I'll repeat that at all 4 locations. I like to use a pencil in this application, just in case I need to remove my mark. It's time to mark our rails for cutting. When we're cutting our rails, we're going to cut these straight, not at an angle. The brackets are big enough to where they'll cover the cut, so you don't have to be exact. When marking these rails, we're going to mark the rail at the top, on the bottom. We're going to mark the rail at the bottom post on the top. We've marked our posts for brackets. We've marked our rail for cuts. We're ready to take our rail over to the sawhorses and prepare for cutting. Remember, we want to make our cut straight, not at an angle. This will eliminate the risk of running our saw into one of our balusters. That's why I like to straighten these panels out before making our cuts. At each mark, we want to measure 1/4 inch towards the inside of the rail. This takes into account the thickness of the bracket. Now I'll take my speed square and transfer my mark. Using our circular saw with a fine-tooth blade, let's go ahead and make our 4 cuts. We've already marked our post where our bracket needs to be. Now, using our speed square, we're just going to extend that mark. We're going to center our bracket on the post. You want to place the bottom of your bracket on top of the line. With my pencil, I'll mark the holes on my posts. I find it easier to mark my holes and then pre-drill than to leave the bracket on the post and drill. With our 7/64 spit, let's drill our pilot holes. Using your stainless steel screws provided, go ahead and fasten your brackets to your posts. Remember to set your clutch to a lower setting. I'll repeat that process on the 3 other locations. Now that our brackets are in place, it's time to set our stair panel into the brackets for fastening. To do this, we want to again rack our panel to accommodate the angle of the stairs and set our panel into place. Before fastening, we want to check one more time to make sure our spacing is equal between our top and our bottom posts. With these self-tapping screws provided, drill through the side of the bracket and into the rail. With the rail in place, I can now add my bracket cover. With a little bit of pressure, it'll go right into place. To finish our install, we're just going to add our top cap to our post. Set your cap on your post level and tap it into place. If you get a scuff or scratch in your powder coating, you can order spray paint or a touch-up pen at shop.trex.com. If you'd like to see more videos covering the entire deck building process, you can go to trex.com/academy. Thanks for watching.